Welcome to the 8 to Great Success Skills Classroom series. I'm MK Mueller, the author of 8 to Great, and I have with me Roxie Smith, who is our master trainer, who does most of our trainings. And we're thrilled to be here for you. You give so much. You are so dedicated, and here you are wanting to learn even more about how to teach success skills to your middle and high school students, and we want to support you any way that we can. So again, we've put together this 10-part series on the 8 to Great process, but whether you read the book or not, or sign up for the curriculum or not, you'll be able to use these practical skills immediately in your classrooms. So that's going to be 9 of them. The 10th one's going to be a Q&A, so we're hoping to get your comments and questions so that we can answer all of those questions in the last one, because Roxie has just a couple of years under her belt. We'll find out how many in a second. And I have 10 in the classroom, an additional 15 when I was outsourcing to different schools and teaching the program that way, and loved always teaching 8 to Great. But there's a lot of little snippets that we can take out of the program and again just teach you in this short amount of time. So that's what we're going to do today, and we'll start with the Power Pyramid. But before we do, Roxie, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, MK. Roxie Smith here, a 32-year veteran teacher and counselor, with 17 of those directly teaching 8 to Great in the classroom, watching the miracles that came from students who learned this process. So honored to share these tips with you, because I know today I still get messages from students who took the 8 to Great course that say it changed their life. So we're here to support you with that.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so the topic we're going to be talking about today is the Power Pyramid. So normally I would have a picture of this, but since I have my little 3D version here, I'm just going to use that for today. I came up with this concept some years ago because I wanted to help adults of all ages, and we call middle and high school students young adults, the idea that we wake up with all of our power, but we give it away. And the worst thing we can do with our power is to give it away. And the way that we do that, some people are surprised. They go, oh, well, we do it this. Actually, it's simple. It's we choose thoughts that don't feel good. So the great news is, in order to get our power back, because again, we wake up at 100% powerful, I call it dolphin energy. If we wake up with 100% energy and we're in power, we're giving it away, but we can get it back by simply a 5-word phrase: choose thoughts that feel good. It's so simple. Once we choose thoughts that feel good, of course, we feel what? Good, right? So we always engage the students with that question. Once we choose thoughts that feel good, we feel how? Good. And when we feel good, what do we have more of? And this we always make a game. And the game is that they fill in the blank. And there are 250 correct answers, 250 ways that you can finish that. So, Roxie, let's just you and I ping pong back and forth. So they might say, when we feel good, we have more power,
More energy,
more fun,
more passion,
more friends,
more compassion,
more creativity,
more enthusiasm,
more courage.
more respect.
Yeah, they're all great, aren't they? And it's so fun to have them. Again, I usually have them compete, get in 2s or 3s and compete with each other. Whoever has the most, you write them all down on the board. So again, you're saying we wake up at 100. We give our power away by choosing thoughts like, oh, I wish, or regret, or worry. All drains us of our power. We can end up down here. We call this fiving, when only 5% of our thoughts feel good. And so what we want to do is encourage students to get back up to 95. 100 is a little perfectionistic, but we want to get to 95% of our thoughts feeling good. Why? Because when we choose thoughts that feel good, We feel good. And when we feel good, we have all of these things. So now you've written down all of those words, except you want to fill in a couple more. Like one of the ones that students almost never think of is money. And think about it, right? When we feel good, we go to the interview with a better attitude. We're going to get the first promotion. We're going to get the bonus. We're going to make the sale. You know, all of those benefits of choosing thoughts that feel good and feeling good as a result. So once you have all those uh, attributes, then you simply say, and where did they all come from? And the answer is feeling good. And where does feeling good come from? And again, very simply, you've already talked about it. The answer is choosing thoughts that feel good. There we go. So we love to summarize it with how long does it take to work the power pyramid process? Your next thought. So simple, right? If your next thought feels good, then savor it, share it, right? Hang on to it. But if it doesn't feel good, then you want to replace it. And the replacement thought that we offer is gratitude. Because we love to ask the question, did anybody walk in with something that you could walk into this room with something you could worry or complain about? Can I see those hands? Yes. Did anybody walk into this room with something, if you wanted to, you could be grateful for? And again, let's see those hands. And again, they all go up. So we have a choice. That's what we're helping the students to understand. And when we focus on the thoughts that feel good, it's not saying to avoid or deny feelings like sads and mads. That's going to be dealt with in another highway down the road. But but here's what often happens. The thought that doesn't feel good is, I shouldn't be angry. Wait a minute, you are. I shouldn't be sad. I should be over this person's death by now. I should be over this breakup by now. In 8 to Great, we say, don't should on yourself, don't should on other people. So it's the thought that feels good about whatever is going on. What's the thought? And sometimes it doesn't feel happy. It just feels a little better than the thought before it, right? Feels a little better to say, I am really sad, and it's okay that I'm sad. Roxie, anything you want to add about the skill itself?
Just, I use it constantly in my own life, MK. Anything that used to trigger me that would send me down a spiral to where I was crabby maybe the rest of the day, I catch myself now and I say the words in my head, choose thoughts that feel good. I say my gratitudes and it changes everything. And then the course of my day is so much better by living this life.
It's so true. And sometimes I gotta say, on a really hard day, it's usually not a whole day, it's usually some event happens, right? We apply for the grant that we didn't get it or whatever. Sometimes I have to do gratitudes. And sometimes I need to do more than three to get back up to the 95ing, because I'm just in a low place. So I say things like, I'm grateful for this pen. I'm grateful for this pad of paper. I'm grateful that I can read and write, for the chair I'm sitting on, for the roof over my head, and for the food in my refrigerator. So, yeah, as many gratitudes as are necessary. Gratitude is absolutely the happiness drug, right? All the research. There are more self-help books about gratitude today than any other topic. Why? Because it works, right? Because gratitude, what did Zig Ziglar say? You've never met an ungrateful person who was happy, nor have you ever met a grateful person who was unhappy. And he did 100 hours of research for every minute he was on the stage. I got to see Zig Ziglar while he was alive a couple of times. Just an amazing speaker. Okay, so that's.
I
Yes,
just want to interject here. You
please.
know, the scientific research that is going on right now behind these thoughts that feel good and this gratitude and how it changes the neurons in our brain. What we are so grateful that science is now studying the alternatives to the depression and the anxiety. Now we have alternatives that don't cost any money to help us change our thought process.
Absolutely wonderful. Thanks for reminding us of that. All right, so now we're going to share a quick story of how we used it and what the outcome was. I'm going to ask Roxie to go first, and then I'll share mine.
Thank you, MK. So I had a young lady that was placed in my freshman 8 to grade class. I had 9 through 12, but she was a freshman in the class. And the counselor had warned me, Roxie, this is a very angry young lady. Both of her parents are dealing with addiction. She is raising younger siblings in the home. And I just really think 8 to grade is going to help her. So during the first week of class, we worked on the power pyramid. And the second week of class, MK, this young lady came to me before class started. And she said, Miss Smith, I had a really bad start to the morning. I had a little extra babysitting money and I decided to go and get a coffee. So I go there, I've got my siblings in the car waiting, and the lady behind the counter is so slow and it's taking forever and everyone's crabby. But you know what? I remembered the power pyramid, Miss Smith, and I started choosing thoughts that feel good. And I started saying my gratitude. And when I got up there, I ordered my coffee. All of a sudden, my coffee came very fast. I got in the car, I played the music, I was happy. Miss Smith, I want you to know that because of the power pyramid, I'm here today and I'm ready to learn. And that is the story.
Was that the next day, did you
That was
say?
the next week. We had spent 4 days learning the gratitudes, learning about how our attitude is a choice, and then working with the power pyramid. And it was at the beginning of that second week of class that she stated that to me. And I can't wait through this series to tell you stories of this young lady and how this program totally transformed her.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful story. And freshmen, right? We sometimes
Yes.
want to underestimate our ninth graders. My favorite, one of my favorite stories is about an administration that used this. So Tom was a fairly new principal. And he came into the school, and there was one student that kept coming almost every week, getting referred to the principal's office. And every week he'd say what most administrators say. So, what'd you do? Why'd you do it? What could you have done differently? Kinds of things. Well, one week he had to be away at a principal's conference. And so the superintendent, who happened to be an 8 to great certified coach, got this student's referral, and he came in, and Travis Miller is his name, and he said, yeah, I don't want to hear about the incident. I want to teach you something called the power pyramid. And he went to his whiteboard and he taught him these simple concepts, and he said, so do you know that you woke up in a pretty good mood, but at some point you gave your power away? Do you remember when it was? And the student said, oh yeah. And he said, okay, well, you can keep doing that if you want to, but it's going to keep giving you the same result. You're going to keep attracting this kind of problem. You know, you've got options. And he said, I do. And he said, okay, do you have any questions? And he said, no. And so he stood up and shook the young man's hand. And the young man was walking out the door, and he turned back to say, this is the best lesson I've ever learned at high school. And then he walked out. Never was referred again. And when Tom went into Travis's office and said, what did you do differently? He said, I spent 10 minutes teaching him the power pyramid. And that's what was the reason that Tom got certified trained. For those of you that aren't aware, we do have a 5-week Zoom class where we train folks. Roxie actually does the training in how to use this in the classroom. But right there, we've given you the skills. In fact, I will put the link underneath this video of how you can actually click on the YouTube that also teaches the first half of this. You have to teach the second half yourself, but it kind of gives the overall introduction to the power pyramid. We'll put that there. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're probably going to want to, because you're going to want the rest of this series, and we'll give you some reminders when you do. But we're really looking forward, Roxie, to having you back next time to talk about
Highway 1, how
Well,
to get the picture.
I love it. And how to help students dream. It's that fabulous word that sometimes we think is, woo woo out there, but it's actually the most motivating word you'll ever use with a student. We'll get into that next time. Well, again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for those of you who are subscribing and who are commenting below. Until next time, this is MK Mueller and Roxie Smith for 8 to Great.
Have a great day.